Myers Podcast Show.
Hey, everybody, I'm Rich Myers, and welcome to the Rich Myers Podcast Show. I'm here tonight with Germany Edmond.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
How you been?
Excited to be here, Rich. Thank you.
Okay. How you been?
Good. Just busy. I got a tour getting together, so we're getting that going. Just found out I'm nominated for ISSA this year, the International Singer-Songwriter Association, with a few nominations. So been kind of pushing that out there, getting all the news out there, and we got a couple releases coming this year. So busy.
I listened to your two tracks, Dear Therapist and Living the Dream. I thought that was pretty good.
Thank you.
What influenced them?
So Bruce Springsteen. I recently really fell in love with the Nebraska album. A good friend of mine, we just finished up an EP, Some Way, which was the single from it, but Isolated Do was the EP. And I just lost my job. I was a radio host for a big network here in Connecticut, and just kind of had to move on, had to figure this out, and I had no money coming in to be able to fund the next big project. So what we decided was, it's not time to give up. Just write. We have all these tools now at our fingertips, phones to record. I have a studio at home too, so I was able to kind of just come up with something. So I was writing my lead guitarist, Fernando Perdomo, who is this big name in LA and just a phenomenal guitarist. And he said, listen to the Nebraska album by Bruce Springsteen, and realize he had nothing going into that. It was just pure spirit. And it blew me away. I was never really a big Boss fan until now. And I really enjoyed doing a thorough listen, and it really inspired those two tracks full and through.
Okay. Let's listen to the Dear Therapist.
Perfect.
Coffee on a Thursday again. It was weird, I've been here since 10. Dating apps, they don't work, so I'll play pretend. Left swipe and, just forget it then. 'Cause, dear therapist, I wanna say it was bad. Oh, but last night was the best night I ever had. Why can't it stay like this? It is in my head. And never dismiss or leave me left on red. Picked you up by the front window. It was weird, I've been treated as a fool. Dating apps, they don't work, so I hide low. Left swipe my way out the door. Dear therapist, I wanna say it was bad. But last night was the best night I ever had. Why can't it stay like this? It's in my head. Why can't it stay like it is? It is in my head. Oh, and never dismiss or leave me left unread.
Is that you on the guitar? Or?
Yeah, so that's on the acoustic there. I had a lot of fun. So everything on that track written by me, everything. We didn't have the whole team for that one. So acoustic and raw recording into just my home studio that I have, and a lot of fun. Definitely a song that came from a little bit of John Lennon inspired there too. I forgot to mention that. A little bit of that scream is from that early Plastic Ono band era of John Lennon, right after the Beatles. So I wanted to add that in there too.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and take a listen to the
Sure.
Living the Dream.
All right, perfect.
She's talking through me by letting me know about her day. Life's been crazy with disease control her way. It's hard sometimes living the dream as she screams. It's hard sometimes, I know there's hell to pay. He's staring down a lamppost, wondering where the light goes. And all she's been doing is dropping hints of those roads. It's hard sometimes living the dream, she screams. It's hard sometimes, I know there's hell to pay. He's just a loner, can't be any clearer. He's just a loner, staring down the mirror. It's hard sometimes living the dream, but she screams. It's hard sometimes, but I know there's hell to pay. Don't let the losers tell you how to win, or the lovers tell you to stay single. It's worth the pain.
Those pretty good songs.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, Living the Dream was a real nice play on the whole, like, where do you go from here? Where do you go with what's the life's been handing you, and how do you go more from that, and kind of just my own experiences of just trying to pick myself up again and figure out where I'm going. So enjoyed writing those. They just felt a good release.
Can you tell me about any other songs, concerts, and what's next?
Sure. So we have this my first ever tour coming up, which is exciting. We just announced on my Instagram. All my things can be found on at Edmond Presents on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I even have a website, jedmondpresents.com. And we have this big tour coming up, small, like big but small. I call it big, but we have five shows in Connecticut. One of which is actually at my local library. We're doing this really cool, like one-off intimate thing for mental health avocation and stuff like that. And it's something that my radio show does, so we tied it in with my music. But we'll be hitting New London, Burlington, New Haven, Prospect, and Bristol. Really excited for that. And then after that, I have an EP coming that those two songs are a part of, and I'm actually going to be leaving to tour for Ohio, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So doing like a nice little like trifecta, because I got an old writing partner out in Ohio, so I want to like head over that way and reconnect and do some live stuff that way. Just a lot of fun writing. I've never seen myself this much. Or I should say, I never like had this much like a massive songwriting just happen all at once, and really excited to be able to do this. We have an album coming at the end of the year, included after these two EPs. Like there's a lot happening this year. And then I just got news recently that my album is finally going to be in production. Finally actually found a producer for it, which is Fernando, the one that told me about Nebraska. So we'll be taking these songs and kind of really polishing them. So we have a little bit of raw just to get it out there, and then redoing these and getting it with a full band and full production, which I'm really excited for, going for like kind of a 60s sound, which a lot of bands are doing nowadays, which I love, that like retro kind of Beatles garage rock sound. So I want to try that power pop style. But mostly that's really where it is. Excited to be doing this tour. We'll have CDs and cassettes available on tour. Actually having cassettes, which made me laugh, like just to have that kind of physical media. But they're making it. People are buying them. So I was like, all right, sure, I'll do it. But all the information can be found on jedmondpresents.com. So, yeah.
You ever thought about coming to Virginia or?
I mean, hey, we're always open to new locations. Hey, I'm down. If I always look, I'm always excited. And I just started kind of, I've been Connecticut only my whole life, and I really started looking into like, you got to get out there. People, you think that they know you. You have your fan bases here and there, and there's towns that know me, and I help the music scene here when I can too as well. And I'm like, I got to really get out there. Rhode Island was a lot of fun. That was my first like next step. I went there, I did a show out there, I really enjoyed it. But, I don't have big money to be flying everywhere. So I had to drive 2 hours, then drive 2 hours back at like 1 a.m. So that was a lot of fun. But the Ohio thing will be my first test to see how I do outside of, kind of that way. And if I enjoy it, which I know I will, I'll definitely look at more places. Rich, if you could find us a place, let me know. I'll get the full band and everything. We'll do something. That'd be cool.
Okay. What do you like about being a musician?
I think I don't know, it's breathing for me. It's hard to say, like, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without being a musician. I can't breathe without doing music. I was so hooked ever since when I was young, from hearing the Beatles for the first time, to the Stones, to the Who, and then growing up and then getting really into this band from the 90s called the Posies, on that kind of thing. Then I got into Big Star and all these like niche, like power pop acoustic guys that just blew me away because they were trying to sound like the Beatles. And then Badfinger was a big thing for me too. And it became breathing for me. I can't, that's the only way I could really describe it. I write every single day. I'm always making music. I'm always thinking of like creative ways to grow the branding, the whole this thing. I don't like the idea that we as musicians now have to play the social media thing where we have to, make a song. That should be it. Hey, here's my song, enjoy it. And now it's like I got to come up with funny skits and videos that make me look something to get the song to sell. And it's like you used to have record labels for that. Nowadays I love the indie stuff, but that's the side of it. I'm like, one thing I could say I don't like is that's the side I'm like, but I enjoy the people I've met from all over the world, including yourself, because of it though. So there is a positive to it. And the radio show I do, Unlikely Places, we tend to get really some interesting guests from all over the place. And ISSA, I got to meet so many different people when I went for the award ceremony that it was like, you think you're doing something and you hope people hear it. Then you go down and you're a finalist on this thing and you don't know much about it. And I got there and I was just like meeting people from India, UK, Spain. I'm like, okay, I'm not small anymore. Like I'm here for a reason, And that was a great feeling. But yeah, so yeah, to answer a simple answer, I don't know. It's like breathing for me.
Okay. Are you from a musical family or?
My dad played very little, but he played in high school, and he's the one that taught me how to play guitar early on. But I kind of quit. I couldn't. I just was frustrated with the instrument. It wasn't for me when I was like, I want to say 12, 13. Then all of a sudden, school was happening. I was getting bullied and all this other stuff. I needed an outlet. I needed something to put the anger to, something to put the emotions to, and I was starting to write a ton of songs. And I wasn't really a good singer, back then. I feel like I'm better now because I've gotten a little bit of lessons and a little bit of things and a little bit of learning that I just got to be confident. And then I kind of mimic. I love Neil Young, so I'm kind of like, okay, you don't have to be the best singer, just a great songwriter, and you can find yourself in a place. But I realized I picked the guitar back up, but my dad definitely, was a big influence in that. My mom loved 80s music, so I was more just a fan of music. So I listened to stuff that she'd show me. But my dad was the Beatles guy, the Badfinger guy, the guy that brought me to like all the early like British Invasion stuff. And he did play though. His biggest thing was playing in a jazz band in high school, but it was Danbury High School in Connecticut, where famously the Doors have played. This is like a on the map for rock and roll kind of high school. But my dad actually played to like a sold out all of Danbury High crowd, singing Chicago and all this good 60s stuff and 70s stuff. So I'm always very proud to know that he did that, and made me very happy to know that like at least it was in my blood somewhere, but my uncle plays. He's out in Texas, so he plays. He's in a few was in bands and stuff, not original, more cover stuff. And that was about it. That was the only two really musical links in my family. I'm really kind of being the guy that pushes it forward.
Okay. Where can people go and see your videos, music, and events?
Sure. Yeah. Everything, including my radio show, all that stuff is found very easily at jedmondpresents.com. We do a lot of we have merch now too. Like I'm wearing my own t-shirt. We're selling this. We got the beanies, we got hats, all this stuff. You can find it on the website. We're having so much fun. CDs, cassettes for the new single, the new EP. We'll have some release stuff too. We're going to do limited drops of like certain t-shirts, and then they go away after a week, or try that kind of stuff. But everything is easily found on that website, jedmondpresents.com.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I really enjoyed having you.
Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed this too. I was really excited. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe I can have you back again.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Thanks. Yeah, and hey, maybe we play down in Virginia too. Hey, I'd love to try something different too. Let us know. Who did your podcast theme song? I really enjoyed that. That was cool.
It was another artist.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.